The John Sterling Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
We're back. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Usually when I have guests on, I say, well, he's a friend, blah, blah, blah. You know what it is? I've been in the business so long. I've met so many wonderful people, and here's one of them. He is the president of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Stan Kasten. Hello, Stanley. How are you?
I'm great, John. It's so great to be on with you.
Well, we're going to do a good show. I guarantee it. If you're wondering, Stan Kasten was my boss as the general manager of the Atlanta Hawks. And to give you some credit, you were really young when you became the general manager. How old were you?
I was 27.
Wow.
Yeah, it has, and that was a very long time ago.
Yes, it was.
Before that, John, I used to go to college listening to you on the radio. So you're older than me.
Much.
So that's what I remember.
Much older. I kidded at the beginning. You know, I've been on the air 65 years.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Just to be gainfully employed for 65 years is phenomenal.
Really.
Well, Stan, let's begin in our time together. The Dodgers did something that's totally amazing. And by the way, it's great news for the New York Yankees. They bought the L.A. Lakers for $10 billion. Stan, how did that come about? And are you involved with the Lakers as well?
Well, it was Mark Walter that did it as part of his overall sports portfolio. I'm involved in his sports portfolio. And I've been friends and, kind of a unofficial member of the Laker family for a very long time. I've known Jeannie since she was probably a teenager, and I know all the people down there. So Mark and some of his other partners already owned a third of it. The deal is not official yet, so I can't really talk about it. But if Mark is involved, I have a feeling I'll be involved somehow. But it's an exciting time if this gets finalized because for me, Mark is the best owner in sports, and as you know, I've known a lot of them. He believes in hiring really good people and letting them do their job, which I think is the secret to everything, not just teams, but corporations. And so, again, if this deal gets finalized, it's a very, very great time for fans in Los Angeles.
Well, Stan, I mean, when you own the Dodgers, whose attendance is phenomenal and team is phenomenal, and then you move across town and get the Lakers, as they used to say in old detective novels, the Dodgers buy a lot of water in that town. So it's pretty exciting. Tell me about the Dodgers. I know they're in first place. They have about the same record as 3 or 4 other teams. I think if the Dodgers weren't so injured, they probably would have a much, much better record. Talk about the Dodgers.
Well, I agree with you, but, it's all about October, and so whatever we do in the regular season is about positioning ourselves for October. I agree with you on the injuries. The good news is most of our big important injuries are short term. We have people all coming back in the next 2 to 4 to 6 weeks, like Blake Snell, like Tyler Glasnow, like Blake Trinan. Right behind them will be Roki Sasaki. As you know, we've just gotten Shohei and Clayton back in the last 2 weeks. So we think we've had a really good first half of the season, but we think we can accomplish a whole lot more and hopefully have everyone ready to go for October, which is, all that matters to us here in Los Angeles.
Well, I might add it's all that matters to us here in Yankee Land.
Yeah.
is October. And, last year the Yankees had a chance to fly back to L.A. with a 3-2 lead, but they didn't play well enough, so they didn't deserve it. Is it unbelievable for you, Stan? By the way, when Stan was with the GM with the Hawks, and then a few years later he was so talented that the Braves made him their general manager. He was general manager of 2 different teams which is
just president, not GM, just president of the Braves.
Oh, just president. Oh, I see. Oh, you're right. You're right. Because Bobby Cox was GM before he went down on the field and won every year. What do you think of this Dodger ball club?
I think it is really deep when healthy. I think it has a lineup as good as I've ever seen anywhere, 1 through 9. And it has, an incredibly deep on paper rotation and a very deep and versatile bullpen, which you all in New York got to see up close and personal last October.
Sure did.
I think it has all the ingredients to win. Everyone needs some luck along the way. We got some last year that helped us win. But I think we have the elements to win again, John. It's hard to win once, really, really hard to win once. Obviously, it's much harder to win twice. But I think we have the elements that could make that happen.
Well, I think you sure do. Everyone would talk about having the 3 at the top of the order. I don't know how you could have a better 3 in Shohei and Betts and Freddie Freeman. But you know what? I think the secret to the Dodgers and teams like that, and there aren't many teams like that, then the secondary hitters are really good. Teoscar, Will Smith, Max Muncy, Tommy Edman. It's a pretty good batting order.
Yeah, it wasn't an accident. We work really hard at it. We have, I think, the best in the game in our front office, starting with Andrew Friedman, Brandon Gomes. They work really hard with Dave Roberts and his coaching staff. They work really well together. All of those pieces need to work together to make things happen. Plus, you need the luck. So anyway, it all fell into place last year. It might have not happened if we hadn't won that first really challenging round in San Diego. A lot of people didn't think we'd get through that, but we did, and we played a tough Mets team, played a very tough Yankees team, and like I said, I think we had the elements to come back and do it again.
Well, one thing about San Diego, obviously the spirit of battle is still there because you had both managers fined after, I forget which game in San Diego, game last year or the game before.
Tensions are high because they haven't won in a long time. They're so hungry for it. They have a great organization, fabulous stadium, packed every night with great fans. Historically, many of them were Dodger fans. Now that they have their own great team, they've become the opposite of Dodgers. So, the passions are great whenever we're there. Needless to say, they have some of the very best players in the game, and they have some injuries themselves. They're missing some pitchers themselves. Musgrove is down. Darvish is down, right? But when you have guys like Machado and you have guys like Tatis and the rest of their lineup of really good players that fit roles, they're really good, John. They are really good. I've watched them up close and personal 6 times or 7 times in the last 2 weeks, and I expect them to be there and contending, and I expect them to be a tough opponent for somebody in October.
When the Dodgers were facing elimination against San Diego last year, it's something that really hasn't been written about enough. The Dodgers won a game they had to win with a bullpen game. You didn't have a starting pitcher.
We went like 3 complete games without them scoring, and a lot of that was bullpen. We work hard at that. We work hard at working with our players to maximize what they can do with their own arsenal in 1 inning. Sometimes we need 2 innings, but we give guys role. We work on them being as productive as they can be with the roles we need them in. Worked last year. It's been working for us this year. When we get some guys back that we're still waiting on, we think we will be even better. Blake Trinan has been a big loss for us. We want him back. Bruce Gratterall, he'll be back probably in August. He was a big piece for us last year. So like I said, I think we have the makings of a really good rotation, but backed up by a very deep, very effective, very productive bullpen, which was, as much as anything, the key to our World Championship last year.
Well, if you get the big guys back, Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow, people like that, I don't see many teams beating you. I really don't. Look, this is a dumb question, but let me get it out. You talk about the injuries. There are injuries in all sports today that are unbelievable. They weren't those injuries when we were growing up. And I read something, the 1927 Yankees, who might have been the best team of all, there are 3 or 4 or 5 others. You know, they broke camp with 25 players, and at the end of the year, same 25 players. They never made a change.
Yeah. I tell people something that you'll recognize immediately. I had in Atlanta 3 Cy Young winners, okay? Together they won 7 Cy Young Glavamax. The most remarkable thing is I think I went like a decade without them missing a start. And now I can't go 2 weeks without putting someone on the injured list.
You and every team.
Yeah, it's definitely a different time. Is it because, training kids for max performance at such a young age is now catching up to this generation? I don't know. Is it because we teach people to max out their delivery for short bursts? I don't know. All of those things are theories. I will tell you, a lot of us teams individually and Major League Baseball centrally, we're spending a lot of time and money and energy on trying to figure it out. I don't know of any solution that's around the corner, but it's a concern of all of ours. It's not good. It's definitely a different part of our game, and we all have to work it. We work it by working very hard on depth and working very hard on role players. That has worked for us, but other teams have their own formulas and that they're successful with too. So you're right. It's a problem. It's a different generation. The teams I just talked to you about were in the 90s, John. That's 30 years ago. That's a long time. And baseball really has undergone serious changes since then.
They have. I like a lot of the changes. I sometimes think, because I don't know anymore, that maybe a lot of injuries because guys are trying to throw 100 miles an hour, and that's an unnatural motion. But
let me tell you something else. This is a really interesting stat that, again, you and I can remember. In the great 1960 Game 7 World Series, the Mazeroski game, the score was 10-9. Pirates won, all right? And that game was over in 2.5 hours. And do you know why? There was not one strikeout in the whole game. Not one. 40% of the at-bats, the ball was put into play in the first or second pitch. John, we don't teach that game anymore. We teach batters to work the count, to make the pitcher work hard. We have to grind the pitcher. So to that extent, the game is really different. And when you're not maxing out trying to get strikeouts, the game's a little different than what we are teaching today. And that's a factor too.
Well, I've been a very boring sort for years, instructing the Yankees, put the bat on the ball, put the bat on the ball. But that's another subject for another time. Stan, as always, pleasure to talk to you. You've been a friend for a long time. 1981, I got to the Hawks.
Wow, yeah.
You probably were there a year. Anyway,
yeah.
give my love to Helen, and, I wish you all the luck in the world till we play you in the World Series. Okay?
Thanks, John. I want you to know this is like when I used to talk to Vin Scully on the phone. Gave me chills. That's what this call is like for me too, John. So always great talking to you. Look forward to doing it again.
Thank you, Stanley. Now we are going to pay some bills. You know where we're going to pay bills? At 77 WABC.